I grew up in the hood, so they couldn't say Avinash, so they called me Gooba because I was fat and round. So that's how I got that name.
They called you what?
Gooba.
Gooba?
Yes.
Oh,
Bunch of Jamaican and Haitian guys, they can't say Avinash. I can barely say Avinash. You know?
All right, ready?
Let's go.
Yeah, kid. Welcome back to another episode of the Handsome Homebuyer Podcast. My name is Charles, aka the Handsome Homebuyer, formerly Captain Permit. Still, that's right. El chulo de las casas. El chulo de las casas. That means like the poppy of houses. Like,
Oh, yeah. That's this guy right here.
that's me. I'm
That's
that
you.
guy. You have a house that smells like cat pee? I want to buy it. No doubt. 516-777. Sold. And obviously this podcast and every podcast is sponsored by...
Captain Permit.
No.
No?
No. You haven't been watching the news yet, bro. Carlin Financial. Specifically Sal Rizzolo.
Sorry.
You dropped the ball.
Are you going to read
No, we're not going to edit that out. We're not going to edit this part out either. It's all bad. Sal Rizzolo is not bad. He's the f***ing man, and you should be using him. If you're an investor, he should be screening all your deals. If you're a realtor, he should be screening all your deals. If you are a buyer, he should be doing your goddamn deal. Yeah. All right, so top 20 under 40 continues.
Sir.
We're coming down to the end of the top 20 under 40. It's been a long road, but a good one. I'm excited for this one. By the way, you smell fantastic. What is that?
It's Louis Vuitton. I think it's midnight swim or afternoon swim.
I got some Louis Vuitton shit. They got like, they screw you with the whole bottle thing, right?
But the refills are,
That's
somewhat-
what it is. They're
yeah.
like, you're going to pay $3 million for this scent, but when you bring it back with the bottle, it's only $20 to refill it.
It's like a no-brainer.
I'm like, what are you doing to me right now? This bottle was made for 5 cents in China. It doesn't make any sense to me, but the stuff does smell good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, you look fly, man. I'm telling you, on social media, and I'm sure this is real life, you look like you live a good life. You do. You look like you live a good life.
It's all about balance. Yeah.
Beautiful wife, fly clothes, dope-ass cars. I'm going to give you the introduction, right? We got Avi, Taft Realty, associate broker, partner, owner,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Top 20 under 40, 35 years old, been in the business 5 years, but only been really pushing it for 2 years. You were a scientist before that, like coming up with the cure for COVID, and then you were like, fuck it, I cured that shit, let's go sell real estate now,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Is pretty much what happened. Big car guy,
Love cars.
love cars,
Love cars.
which I can identify. I've loved cars. I love cars my entire life. Then I went to the body shop business.
I saw you said you own a Mako, correct?
So I owned a Mako for like 10 years.
And that's like one of the toughest business. Body shop is brutal, man.
Dude, car business is so... I sold cars. I've done everything car. So car business is awesome because you can always make money, but it's like, it's fucking blood money, dude.
It's tough, man. It's a rough industry. It's I have friends who have body shops who are in the car. I was flipping cars before I got into homes, and it's tough. It really is teaches you how to hustle.
Without a doubt. I mean, I flipped a ton of cars, like dozens and dozens of cars, and I'm like, houses are way better. So I went from the love cars so much, hate cars in the business. Now I'm actually getting back into loving cars. Actually bought myself a car, something nice for like the first time in 20 years.
Nice.
So I'm like, I'm not at your level, but I'm getting there.
No, it's all
Well, bro, you have the Supra.
Yes, sir.
What do you got? 93?
So I have a 93 and 95 Toyota Supra. Those are
93 and 95.
Yeah, those are my both are black. Those are my favorite cars.
Was 95 the last year of that body style?
The
It just
last body
continued?
style was 1998.
Bro, that is one of my all-time freaking favorite import cars.
I really want a 98. Just like that's the holy grail of being a Supra owner.
There's so much money, those fucking things. How much are they going for? 100, 150?
Easily the 98. So I've seen them going to 200 to 300K range all day.
Low miles?
Yeah. The lowest mile one I think sold on Bring a Trailer for like 500K.
Bring a trailer. I just found Bring a Trailer. Bring a Trailer defies all logic.
Yes.
On the sales side.
Mm-hmm.
People are just spending insane money. But the 1998, you think it's going to hold that much value, huh?
It's a car that everybody wanted and sought after for. They're not gonna make more of it.
And the new Supra is not the same.
It's
not.
It's like a 340 BMW. It's a 6-cylinder engine, single turbo.
I'm really like, I'm starting to love cars. Now, like the car thing is an addiction. Because then you start getting cars, and then you're like, shit, I need a place to put this thing. I live in one bedroom apartment.
I had to leave cars alone. And that's where I became somewhat financially successful because it's a never-ending money pit. You could keep going at it, and time will go on. Money will go, and you will be like, damn, Like, I just spent all this on my car.
But if you get the right car, they go up in value.
Yes, correct.
Like the Supra is going up in value.
Oh, yes.
Right? Even if you spend $100,000 on a 1998 Supra with, less than 15,000 miles on it, that thing is going up.
You'll get $500,000 easy, in today's market.
That thing is going up.
And, I mean, the main thing with cars, like, when I bought these cars, I didn't care about the value. I bought them because I love them. Like, I went to school purposely just to buy a Supra.
Yeah?
Every day I'll be in the library looking up on Google, damn, can I afford a Supra? If I make X amount, like, my whole career is based on buying a Supra.
So you have why do you have a 93 and a 95?
So I bought the 95 was originally a non-turbo.
Okay.
And I did the whole turboing it, and
Got it.
I was like, when you're around super guys are like, they're like another level. They're like, go hards, OCD. All super guys have OCD. So it's like, I need a turbo. Because everyone says when a super turbo comes by, it's like, oh, that's a turbo Supra.
You can hear
so mindset's like, damn, now you gotta get the turbo one. So the 93 I have is a turbo.
Got it.
So it's like original turbo. Those are what hold the value.
How many miles on that one?
About 100.
So you have a 93, a 95. What else do you have? You have a Porsche?
I buy and sell a lot of cars.
Okay.
But I'm a big AMG guy. CLS 63 AMGs. I had E55 AMGs.
How many freaking cars do you have right now?
GLE 53. I sold 2. I'm looking to get another car for a spring. I want to start getting into the track. I want to start tracking a car. So
Okay.
maybe like an M. I never really had a BMW. I want an M3 for a track. Porsches. Speaking of Porsches, the value.
Porsche is the greatest thing in the world.
So before the pandemic, I was looking at 911 turbos, or like $100,000 for like a 2015. Now they're 150, 160.
So much
GT3
money.
RSs, double the price.
Crazy money, man.
Insane.
Crazy money right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but cars are fun.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say, so my buddy Sal is way into cars, just like, and he's always like, buy a car, bro, buy a car. I'm like, I'm not buying a car, I want to buy buildings. I'm just any money I make, I'm buying buildings.
That's
buying
the best
buildings.
mindset, man.
But then I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I have over 100 rental properties, and I just refinanced a whole bunch of them. Like, you know what? I haven't done shit for myself ever. I'm like, you know what? All right, Sal.
You look like a Porsche Ferrari guy. I
So-
can see you in either or.
So I really love Porsche, but I ended up getting something that you would never think of in a million years. There's no way you're gonna guess this, bro. No way you're gonna guess it. No way.
I don't know.
No way you're gonna get it.
I can't. You're like
You're never gonna guess it.
me, like all over the place sometimes.
So what I will tell you, I don't like when I get something. A, I want it to hold its value, and B, I don't want something that everybody else has. I want to make sure that like the odds of me running into somebody with the same car is slim to none.
That's a very niche car then. That's hard for me to guess.
I'm just gonna tell you because you never.
Tell me,
know.
go.
2022 Maserati MC20.
Oh, nice.
You seen it?
MC20?
Yeah, dude, it's so
Get the
sexy.
fuck out of here.
Dude, it's so sexy.
What color?
Pearl white.
I know you don't really post stuff about cars and stuff, so I haven't really.
I don't post anything about my personal life.
Gotcha.
All I do is post business related shit. I feel like the less people know about my personal life, the better off I am.
Man, you got the Maserati. That shit is
Bro, it's so
fire.
crazy. The fucking doors go up and
Dude,
shit.
you take like we
It's
got we gotta go to the car meets.
So sexy, dude.
We gotta go to the car meets
So
with that.
fucking sexy. I just went to one up in where was it? Glen Cove. They
Yeah, School Street.
yeah.
School
Were you
Street.
there?
I go there. I go to the. I know every year like they have one. Yes, last Sunday in Old Westbury Gardens.
Okay.
I'm diabetic, so the diabetic research, they do one in School Street, they do one in Americana, Manhasset.
Okay.
The Grand Course de Elegance. I'm saying that so wrong because I'm not French,
Yeah, I mean,
but
I have
like,
buddies that are into the car
you need
clubs
to
and
bring
all
that
that
out
stuff.
there, yeah.
I'm not. But the one thing Sal's just like, listen, bro. Well, two things he said to me, and I'm just like, I don't want to spend the money on a car. Like, I would rather buy buildings. I'd rather buy buildings. And he's like, listen, two things. A, it's going to make you feel like a totally different freaking person. And he's right. And then secondly, he's like, the amount of people that you're going to meet because of a car is going to make you so much more money than you spent on the car, you would be shocked.
You know something funny? Most of my investors and clients are all car guys.
Yeah.
Because they know that, hey, if I could throw X amount of money in my car and, it won't bring me happiness, it won't bring anything, spending X amount on a house is not a problem.
No, it's smart.
And they know that I have experience with it, and, the experience with spending money on a car, now you know how to spend money on a property or to find a property.
So it doesn't matter where I go with this thing, people, and it doesn't matter if I'm in the richest area or the poorest area. People are like, yo, what is that? Da da da. So the story with the car is,
That's hard to get though. You just can't be a regular person. I get that.
so they only made. I'm a regular person. This is how I got it. They only made 700. So they were supposed to make 1,000. They're only making them in 2022. They're not making them after that. They're making the convertible next year, but that's it. And they only made 700 because of supply chain issues. So I remember seeing the car online like 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago and sending it to Sal, and he's like, bro, you can't even get those things. They're not around. So he calls me up a couple months ago. I was having a tough time, and he's like, dude, I'm going to the Ferrari dealership. I'm buying another Ferrari because he has like 3 or 4 fucking Ferraris.
Sal, wow.
Yeah.
I got to meet with him.
And he's like, just come to Ferrari. It's going to be fun. I walk into Ferrari, and there it is, sitting on the floor.
Damn.
And I'm like,
It's meant to be.
my God damn it. And the thing about the way this works is, because I don't really, you know about this, I'm sure, but I don't understand how this works with the car world, which is fucking insane, is that they have VIP guys that get allocations.
Yes.
So basically,
You got to know somebody in the dealership. You just can't get that. Like, especially with the port, like, even Ferraris, you got to have a certain amount of Ferraris before you get the
But
X1 or...
they make you buy them all. So
You
the
have to.
guy, so you have to buy every car that comes in.
Yeah, like the GT40, you couldn't get a new GT40 if you didn't have...
That's the thing. So if you want to
know?
get, if you want to get the very rare cars, you have to buy everything that comes in, and then you have to hold it for 9 months, and you can bring it back. So whoever it was got the allocation for that car, held it for 9 months, drove it for fucking 400 miles, and then brought it back. And there it was on the floor. And I'm
The
like,
same day you went. That's crazy.
that's my car.
Wow, that's a story. That's dope.
Bro, that shit is so sexy.
Listen, cars, I mean, even though I'm speaking about the negatives about being a money pit, but when you have a stressful day or hard day, you just sit behind that seat, behind the steering wheel, you hit that boost or whatever. It's like,
Dude,
it's a drug. It's bliss.
You're in that thing, you just feel like $1 million.
Oh yeah.
You just feel like $1 million. But now it gets addictive like anything else. And then if you're getting into the ones that are actually you feel you're going to appreciate and value, then you start looking to see like, okay, what do you really like? What do you think is going to go up? Like, what would I enjoy driving, but at the same time, I know is going to go up in value and be a commodity and be worth more money.
Yeah, and now you got to get a garage. Now you got to do it. Now have a nice garage. I bought my house because of the garage. I was like, okay, it has a garage. My car's gonna go here. Perfect.
Yeah.
Buy this house.
Where do you live?
I live in Baldwin Harbor.
Yeah, now I'm like, fuck, now I have to get another apartment that has a better garage.
Yes.
And I start thinking, I'm like, okay, I need 3 cars and a crazy truck and then a car that I just drive back and forth. Like,
that's-
ideally in a perfect world.
That's why I have like X amount of cars. I have
Yeah.
a daily, you need
Yep.
a daily for the daily,
Yep.
and it's like, damn, we need another daily for the
Yeah.
daily.
Like, I
You know?
want to drive a Toyota Corolla every day, and then I want to have a Maserati
That's
and all
honestly,
that.
and that's the best scenario. That's the smartest scenario.
Yeah.
That's how it should be done. I know a lot of guys who have crazy collections. They drive like a minivan, drive like a hoopty during the day, because the wear and tear, parking in the street. You know,
Yeah.
you can't. Whenever I take one of my cars out, mentally I can't sit or focus. Like, damn, someone's gonna scratch my car, someone's gonna hit my car, or like, you know, I gotta keep checking them on as like a kid. You know.
Have you been on a rally?
Oh yes, a friend of mine took me to my first rally, and he has a 720 McLaren.
Okay.
Holy shit, that's next level. And the thing is, that wasn't just a regular rally. They had some street races there.
Yeah, those things are fast as hell. They break like every 30 seconds, but
I
supposedly-
heard the first rally, like nationwide, they didn't make it. A lot of them were on trailers coming back home. They said Lamborghini was, you know, the ones that were more reliable.
I almost got a Huracan. Supposedly
Huracan.
Huracans are like the most
They're the best.
They're
They're
very
the best.
reliable. Nothing. Porsche's awesome.
Yeah, Porsche with the Hurricane, man, that car you could.
My
Good
only
old days.
beef with Porsche. This is my only beef. Porsche looks amazing, drives amazing, lasts all that. The only thing I don't like about Porsche is they all look the same. So if you have like,
I'm still learning the numbers.
if you
The 99 this, the 99 that. I'm like, bro, they all look the
if you have the GT3 RS or whatever, the Widowmaker, that thing that's like 500 grand
Yeah.
that does 4 million miles an hour, and you have like a Boxster next to each other, and someone doesn't know, it's the same goddamn
Oh
car.
yeah, you can't tell.
That's the only difference.
Can't tell.
That's the only difference.
And I wasn't really a fan of Porsche until recently, just because they're very subtle. I was, you know, seeing myself as like a loud guy.
Yeah?
Lambo, Ferrari.
Really?
But
I don't see you as that guy.
Now I'm getting more into like the track feel, into, you know, loving the car as a purist and loving the car for what it does on the track and performance. So I guess I have more of that mindset now.
Cars are a lot of fun, and it will. So I have to give credit to Sal, even though I said no forever. But when you get, here's my advice: spend all your money and time working your ass off to buy assets, and then when you buy those assets, use those assets to buy the car. Don't buy the car first.
Yeah, 100%.
That is what I will say. Don't buy the car first, because if you buy the car first, then there's no money for the assets. Buy the assets, make money, go refinance tax-free, and then get yourself something nice when you broke your ass for 10 years, 20 years.
Are you bringing the car anytime soon, or are you
What? Like,
the Mozzie?
oh, it'll go out. Like, we'll have a networking event or whatever, and I'll bring it,
Okay, cool.
and you'll see it.
All right,
Dude,
next time
it's-
I gotta see it.
It's so much fun. It really is. It's a lot of
I
fun.
can imagine. Wow.
So let's talk top 20 under 40, bro.
Yes, sir.
You're out there. You're making it happen. The most competitive class of top 20 under 40 ever. A. B, from where I sit, most impressive group by far. Everybody is a killer. We just had James Hogan in that seat 5 minutes ago. That dude's now in the Hamptons selling $2, $3, $4, $6 million houses. 29 years old, in the game not that long. Same thing. And it's very cool to see, like, everybody has their shtick, right? Like, everybody has their way that they bring in business.
Yes.
He's paying the phones. Certain people do open houses. Certain people do direct mail. Everybody had charity events, like you name it, police department, whatever it is. How are you doing it, bro?
Originally, I started with just social media.
Really?
Yeah, 90% just social media.
I feel like I don't see you a lot on social media.
I know it's not. It's.
Is it the cars? What is it?
I think it's a little mix of both, but it's mainly me. Just like, hey, So when I started on the investment side of it.
Okay.
And I did a great job with investors. They're like, hey, Avi, I have a client for you, or sell my house.
So you started selling houses to investors.
Yeah.
Like a house would get listed, you'd work with an investor.
Like if they had, like, let's say if they had invested me and they made a return or something of that sort.
Okay.
Like, oh, he's good, he's trustworthy, he's very professional.
I mean, because you flip houses also.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, you started flipping houses. You would go out, you would raise money. Guys would fund your deals. They would make money, and then they're like, oh, Avi also sells houses.
Correct.
I'll sell his house.
And then
let him sell my house.
When I started that, I think the main reason on how I became, the main thing is trustworthiness, right? So starting out when I'm originally a scientist.
Which is freaking crazy, by the way.
Yeah, I started in the medical field. My dad died when I was 20. He was 49. He had a heart attack.
Wow.
I was in my third year of college, going to my fourth year, which is my most stressful year, was a didactic rotation. So it was clinical rotations, which was for 1 year, like, going to be the toughest year of my life. And
Are you a doctor?
No, just scientist.
Got it.
Yeah. And I know it's
crazy, bro.
And it's, it was a rough time. My mom had just lost her job before my dad died, and like it was, I have a younger brother and sister, so it's like I had to hustle.
How old are you?
I was 20.
Wow.
And my dad was 49. I was 20. It was
heart attack.
So my dad, he was MTA mechanic.
Okay.
That's where I get the car from. It's my blood. My son has it too. He's.
What's your background?
My parents are from Guyana.
Okay. Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So,
city or country?
The country Guyana.
Okay.
So, yeah, so
no. When I say that, I mean like Jarshong, as in the city, or like country.
You know what's funny? I don't know too much. I've been like when I was like 4, and I never went back. So it's it's. I would say close to Georgetown.
I've worked with a lot of people from Guyana, so I know like a decent amount about the culture.
So yeah, we like to hustle. That's what it is. We came here. My dad came here at 17 years old with nothing. He's like with a dream, thinking he's gonna make it. And so he was a mechanic, working, he's like, when you're brown, you got to do either, doctor, lawyer, or failure, right? So I'm like, I'm not, dude, you're a mechanic. My mom's like in sales. Like, I have no medicine background.
What was the third thing? Doctor, lawyer, or what?
Failure.
Or failure?
Yeah.
All right.
It's like, they beat
when
your
you're
ass.
Brown, it's either doctor, lawyer, or failure. What the fuck?
They beat your ass. You got to do it. And then, so I was in the medical field, and I was working in the lab. I was going at like 11 p.m. at night, getting out at 5 a.m. to my first job. Second job going in from 5:30 to 2 p.m.
Okay.
And I was burning myself out. I was making money.
Yeah.
And my passion was always cars. So my first career, my full-time career, was to take care of the family.
Okay.
Every paycheck, take care of my mom, the house, make sure the mortgage paid.
Wow.
I got hit with responsibility at a very young age.
And you had to finish college at that point.
I had to finish college, so it was rough. And then it's like, now it's like, okay, I took care of the bills. Now what about me? I want a car. I want the Supra. How do I get the Supra? I had to get a second job at night at the lab, because the lab is 24/7. Working at night, so I will go in at night from 11 p.m., start my day, get out at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m., drive out to the lab, work 5:30 to 2. And then, this is when I start real estate. I'll go to the office for a few hours.
Fuck.
Knock out, wake up back at 10 and do it again. I was making money, yes, but I was not focusing on
Holy shit.
everything, and I was burning out.
Yeah.
I was burning out.
How long did you do that for?
I'm a scientist. I was working in the lab for 10 years, so maybe about 7, 8 years of that.
Wow.
It's been, until a few years ago, I kind of like cut down having a second income or second job. And the main thing so when I got full-time to real estate was when my son was born. So it's like I have my business, my career, and my family. I couldn't do all three. Something had to go. So I was like, you know what, I can't, my birthday, 2 years ago, how was it, 32nd birthday, I told myself I'm gonna do real estate full-time.
Wow.
This is what it is. And like I've been in the field, like the lab, like 10 years. I'm good. Like I hit the top. Just it's very very minimal growth in the lab.
Got it.
You know, you hit the ceiling very easy, very quickly. So I was like, you know what, time to change of venture. And I got my real estate license just from, it was 3 o'clock in the night in the lab. I always liked Manny Koshman, right? I was reading him since like Heavy Hitter magazines. I was always interested in this guy. So I was like, let me get his book, The Contrarian Playbook. I'm reading the book, and it's saying, hey, I flipped my first building. I bought it for 10 million and sold it for 30 million. I'm thinking like, I mean, they don't tell you how they do it, you know, but 10 million, like even reading 10 million is wild. But then I'm like, you know what, whatever. Next page is like, the first thing he did, he got his real estate license. So I was like, you know what? He said he did it for a few months. It wasn't for him. So I was like, you know what? I'm in the lab. You know, I'm busting my ass. I gotta work smarter because I'm tired. I lost a lot of friends while I was doing this multiple jobs because
You were never around.
it's not that even though when they'll like call me or text me, I'll snap. I wasn't getting sleep. I was trying to follow the wake up to 5 a.m. routine and this and that, and I wasn't getting sleep. And I was just like, everyone around me, I was just being very like miserable, and I was just stressed out. So now it's like I have to find another way to make. I know from a young age I wanted to buy real estate. So at age 15, as soon as I got my working papers, I was working in a mortgage bank. I was a telemarketer for about 7 years.
Okay.
So I was working for a company called Franklin First Financial.
Yeah.
And you know, when I got hired, the guys like, I remember this guy Freddie Mac. He hired 3 of us at the same time, me and 2 of my neighbors. He's like, listen, this job, if you get a woman in bed with you the first night when you talk to them, you do great in sales. They got fired the next 2 days. I lasted 7 years.
Wow, that's crazy.
But so then that's how I funded, you know, going to college. I needed to have an income, working and going to school. So I was a telemarketer, and I did well. And I saw these loan officers back in like, you know, like 07, 08, like fast cars, you know, houses. They were living like these loan officers. And then, you know, 09, the market took a hit, and I was like, thank God, you know, I'm going to the medical field. But when I told my friends, and I even told my family, when I go into the medical field, I'm going to take those funds, save up, and buy real estate. And about years passed, and I kind of like, you know, went back in tone to what I really wanted to do, I was like, you know, I kind of fell off of what I really wanted to do. I really wanted to get into real estate from the longest. So I got my real estate license, and I said, you know, I work with a bunch of guys in suits and nice cars, and you know, small boutique investment group. And I'm like, all right, F this. These guys are successful. I'll be successful. I quit my job. 8 deals in contract, all flopped. I was broke.
Wow.
This year I made no money.
Wow.
I won 100% in.
And you were married at the time? Kid?
Yes, I just got married, so my wife was taking care of bills and stuff. She was paying my car payments and stuff.
Wow.
She's really my backbone.
That's
my
a good
support.
woman, man.
She's the reason why I'm successful. Is because of her.
That's awesome.
She's
And
like,
you know what? Like, you guys actually really seem like you're in love. Like, I look at your page and I'm like, they really love each other.
I've been with since high school.
Nah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of people show the highlights, and you look at the highlights, you're like, that ain't fucking real.
I love
that
her.
ain't fucking real.
You know.
But like, I look at you and her, and I'm like, that's real.
It's crazy. It's a small world, man. Like, you know, my dad is the opposite of me. He's like antisocial, like has like maybe 3-4 friends.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his friends that he grew up with, that he actually got married at their house, was my wife's dad. So it's like,
wow,
it's so weird, right?
That is weird.
And I met her like in high school, so I didn't have no.
She's Guyanese as well.
Yeah, she was actually born in Guyana, and she
Okay.
came here like I think 7 or 8 years in.
Bro, you guys get great food.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
good.
the doubles,
Oh yeah, the food's good. The food's great.
the curry goat.
Yeah, that man.
Bro, I got it like in my soul. Like you don't.
Yeah, you eat that, you don't want to work after that. You just gotta chill. You gotta.
No, that shit fills you up, man.
Yeah.
I don't know the roti, all that stuff. I love that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, bro. So that's pretty much where I love the medical field. I figured, hey, how can I help people?
Okay.
Right. It's always about helping people. I was working in cancer lab, diagnosing Down syndrome. People have abnormalities, product conceptions. So I was pretty much harvesting bone marrow, spleens. I was chopping them up.
You would actually.
So I would go to the path room, the cutting room, and they will chop a piece off of a lymph node and
So they had it for you already. You didn't actually do the extraction.
No, they did it. They gave it to me, but I have to go to the hood and I have to chop it up.
Okay.
Now I'm still dissecting it and getting the cells. You want the white cells, so we mimic it in an incubator, like pretty much a body with CO2 and the right temperature as a human body, 37 degrees. We grow it for a few days. I put it on a slide. We look at the chromosomes. We count the chromosomes. So it was like, it was all cytogenetics, molecular testing. So I could tell if someone had any kind of abnormality, cancers, white cell lymphomas, AMLs, leukemias. That's what my specialty was.
All right, so you have You said you have one. How many kids? One kid?
My son just turned 3. My daughter's 1.5.
Okay. So if I wanted to have kids one day, and I wanted to have a boy, what do I got to do?
Well, thanks to modern day science, you could get the chromosome adjusted for that.
Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you have like a secret? Like there's something. No?
No.
Deep to the left? Nothing.
No, they say doggy style, but I don't think that's true.
No? You don't have. I figured you would be the guy. Like you're in the lab.
So when I had my first child, I told everyone I'm gonna have a son.
Okay.
They were like, "You sure?" My wife was like, "Have a gender reveal." I'm like, "We're not doing a fucking gender reveal. I know I'm gonna have a son."
How did you know that?
I just had a feeling. I just knew it.
Yeah?
I was like, "I'm gonna have a son."
But how?
I don't know. I just knew it. I just felt it.
Did you know before you got her pregnant that you were gonna have a son?
It's like if you have a pain in your toe, you can't see that pain, but you know it. You feel it. You know it's there.
It's not the same.
Same
At
thing.
what point did you know you were gonna have a son? Was she already pregnant, or was this before?
She was already pregnant. She found out. She found out she was pregnant. Well, I found out she was pregnant on Christmas morning.
Okay.
She surprised me, like, "Hey, you're gonna be a dad." I was like,
Wow.
yeah, and then my second child, I didn't know she was pregnant at all. I found out on Father's Day. So
You were trying on for the first one.
no, I didn't even know. We didn't even know. Like
You were just firing at will, and whatever happens.
yeah,
happens.
whatever happens, happens.
It happens. All right, go.
Then most of my life, like I try, like it looks like I plan shit, but I wake up and I'm in fire, and then I plan my day like that. It's hard to
But you always seem pretty damn calm.
I went through a lot in life. You're stressed out, went through a whole bunch of shit. Especially with real estate, I had all the worst things happen to me in the beginning of my career, so it's like I've dealt with the worst in every stressful situation.
So where are the deals coming from?
So most of my deals, like I said, through social media,
Okay.
through friends, families, colleagues. So that goes back to your original question. So people know me for my work ethic.
Okay.
They know Avi always works. 'Cause I always talk about it. He works day and night. This guy busts his ass. He's always working. So when I got into real estate, like, yo, this guy is the truth. Like, he doesn't slack. He has a crazy work ethic. We want to work with him. So that's what mainly got my start off in it. Everyone knowing that my hustle from prior.
Got it.
And again, it's all about helping people. I help people in the lab. How can I help people in real estate? And I found out, like, all right, later on in life, I'm a social butterfly. I didn't know that, right? So, like, you work in a lab, it's different. You with the robots all day. People are really nerdy. No social skills. You walk in, you say hi, good morning, they look at you like, what the fuck are you, So I was like,
You're like, I've seen you every day for the last 7 years.
But I think I had this, I had my manager when I was telemarketing, old school Italian lady, beat my ass, curse all day. So I curse a lot because of her. I got instilled at a young age. So like,
How? So wait, you were introverted when you were younger, correct?
I felt like I was very quiet.
Okay.
So,
and did telemarketing basically beat that out of you?
Had to. It's like you have to. So when you're on the phone, you have to.
That's a tough fucking job.
You have to get the rate, the social, the income, all this within a matter of seconds. So what that trained me to do at a young age is to make my tongue quick. I had to be quick at rebuttals. I had to be fast. Like, hey, you have 1 second, one chance to gain these clients' interest. How you gonna do it?
And this was telemarketing for what? A mortgage company?
Yes.
They were giving you socials on the phone?
That's how I was made the sale. That's how you get the lead. You have to get the socials. To get the full lead, it was back then, you got to get the rate, what the mortgage payment was, what the taxes were, what the insurance were, what their incomes were, who's on a deed, and at the end, the last part was the social.
Wow.
And then that was the lead. And they wanted me to be a loan officer, but I was like, parents, I got to do the medicine thing, So.
Wow.
But I didn't know I was going to get back into sales. Like the universe kind of prepped me for it, as weird as it sounds.
I mean, no, listen, I wish that I had that kind of experience of just hammering phones for even a year. That's a game changer, bro.
And you know what's crazy? People think that, you get into real estate, you're going to do cold call. I haven't done nothing with phones.
Really?
It's like.
Why don't you?
I don't know.
You should.
I've done until recently, now I start doing the door knocking. Going out there, knocking on doors, go to random neighborhoods. I like the face-to-face because I think, dealing on the phone, I feel like that connection even wasn't really there. I feel like the connection wasn't there. Unless I'm in, upfront and personal with someone.
Okay.
It was a better communication. You could read someone's facial language. You could tell if they're interested, if they really want to work with you. So I always like the in-person approach.
I got it. That makes sense.
So but yeah, I would love to. I mean, I guess I have to get back on the phones. I think I would probably kill on the phone.
Kill it, bro. Kill it.
But yeah.
I mean, I would do it an hour a day and just see what happens.
Hour a day?
Just do it an hour a day. Like Hogan was in here before. He goes, yo. I'm like, yo, what's the secret? I'm going to ask you right now. I'm like, yo, what are the 3 things you'd recommend for somebody who hasn't won top 20 or 40 who wants to win? And he's like, one of them, he's like, prospect for an hour a day, bro. He's like, I get on the phone, I hammer people for an hour a day. He goes, and that's what I do. So I'm going to ask you the same question in conclusion. You have people out there that want to be you, right? Want to be top 20 to 40, want the Turbo Supra, want to smell like you, want the Rollie, right? Want the life. What are 3 things you'd recommend they do to get there?
You gotta put your fist in the dirt and grind it every day. So most people I see, like, you have to take personal responsibility. That's what it comes down to, right? Everyone can complain. Listen, you gotta put the work in, day out. You gotta do it. Everything will change in life, right? You know, life changes, the rate change, algorithms change, everything changes. But if you do the work every day, you put the work in, that will not change. That will build yourself up for next year, 2 years, 3 years. So you just gotta, put your sleeves back, put your fist in the dirt, and just get to work.
Fuck, bro. Yo, that's the clip. That's the clip, all right? Yo, anybody looking to buy a house, sell a house, how do they get in touch with you?
Again, social media at Gooba Life, GOOBALIFE. We're joining my business from social media. And if you guys see me out there, say what's up. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, man. I'm proud of you. Congratulations.
No, thank you, man.
Handsome home buyer. If you have a house that smells like cat pee, I want to buy it. 516-777 sold.
Real quick. So I'm getting my nails done because top 20. I'm in a salon, mainly Korean, right? And you come on TV.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're like, oh, he buy home. I was like, no, I buy home. It's like, no, but he's handsome.
That's right.
And one thing I learned from that is you got to be known. And that is the key. That really is the key. You have to be known.
You know what the crazy shit is? Like, I buy a lot of houses, but with the amount of people that recognize me off TV and shit, and wherever I go, people taking like fucking selfies of me and crap, you think I would buy like 400 houses a year. But I don't. But still, anywhere I go, people know me.
Everywhere. I have friends.
So crazy.
I saw a friend of mine going on a podcast. He's like, oh, I was at a pizzeria and I saw him on there.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, it's all about being known.
Yep.
You have to be known. It doesn't matter if like you're
real
top or not. Like if people gotta like you before they do business with you.
Without a doubt. They got to know you're there.
That's it.
516-777 sold. Sal Rizzolo, Carlton Financial. There's his number. Hit up the kid. That's a wrap.
Wow. That was it?
That's it.
Oh,